So alhamdulillah wa salatu wa salam ala rasulillah wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa man wala amma ba'd. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. Inshallah, to continue our second session about the Hajj. Last night we talked about the preparation for the Hajj before you leave your home. We talked about the intention, renewing your intention. We talked about how or what is needed when you reach the miqat, if you are passing through the miqat by land or by air, what you should do, and also how to do the ihram. We talked about how to do the ihram, and after the ihram, what are you restricted from, and also what the Hajj or the Muhrim should be saying after entering the stage of Ihram, which is Labbaik Allahumma Labbaik, Labbaik la sharika laka Labbaik, Innal hamda wa ni'mata laka wal mulk la sharika lak. And that will be done, as we said, after the person entered the stage of Ihram. Then also we talked about from the miqat to Makkah. When the person reaches to Makkah, go to your hotel or to your room, and then have the intention to complete your Umrah. Then you go to the Kaaba. When you go to the Kaaba, you do Tawaf. You do Tawaf, and Tawaf, we said, is 7 times around the Kaaba. We talked about the starting point has a green sign that everybody can see. And we said, going around the Kaaba, which is Tawaf, there is no limited dua by the Prophet ﷺ or by the Sahaba, except if a person is finishing the round from Rukn al-Yamani to Hajj al-Aswad. In this case, the Prophet ﷺ used to say, رَبَّنَا أَتِنَا فِي الدُّنْيَا حَسَنَةً وَفِي الْآخِرَةِ حَسَنَةً وَقِنَا عَذَابَ النَّارِ, in each round. And we said that if a person finish or complete their tawaf, they should complete the tawaf, which means they should pray 2 rak'ah. So the tawaf is not completed if a person did not perform 2 rak'ah. So if a person performed 2 rak'ah, the first rak'ah, as we said, Fatiha and Kafirun, and the second rak'ah, Fatiha and Qul Huwallahu Ahad, and that can be done anywhere in the haram, anywhere in the haram. Even though Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَاتَّخِذُوا مِن مَقَامِ إِبْرَاهِيمَ مُصَلَّى, it can be, any place close to the maqam, or even like far from the maqam. Then a person will go to complete the rest of the second part of the umrah, which is a sa'i, and we said a person will go to Safa first and start where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala started, as the Prophet ﷺ said, أبدأ ما بدأ به الله أو أبدأ ما بدأ الله سبحانه وتعالى به. I will begin where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala began. In the Quran, he said, إن الصفا والمروة من شعائر الله. And we talked about the etiquettes of beginning your sa'i, raising your hands, reciting the ayah, praising Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, thanking him, then making your dua by raising your hands facing the Kaaba. From there, the person goes, as we said, from Safa to Marwa, do the same thing that you did in Safa, and going back and forth till you complete 7 sa'i, and that will end in Al-Marwa. From there, you have to make sure that you shave or you cut your hair. If it is a woman, you just need to take a little bit from your hair. If it is a man, you have to round the hair, either cutting it or shaving it. So if you do that, we said your umrah is completed. Your umrah is completed. Then you have entered the stage of a tamattu, which is you have your free time. You have, you are not restricted anymore. And we recommended, or we advise, that a person should try their best to use that free time that they may have to make sure they don't miss any 5-day prayer in the haram, to make sure they sit in the haram, do the adhkar, recite Quran. So all these things, are really things that a person should be doing and avoid anything that will drive you away from that, such as having friends that will talk to you about politics, talk to you about back home, talk to you about business. You did not go there for anything else but to perform the Hajj, and Hajj is a ibadah. So you use most of your time performing that ibadah, focusing in completing that ibadah. Then the person will be in that stage of tamattu, as we said, till the 8th of the Hijjah. And the person will enter again in a stage of ihram, but this time is for Hajj. This time, the 8th of the Hijjah is for the Hajj. So everybody on the 8th of the Hijjah is in Mecca. Everybody is in Mecca, and nobody is in Mina, nobody is in Muzdalifah, nobody is in Arafah. All the Hujjaj are in Mecca. So on the 8th of the Hijjah, the people will, we said, move from Mecca. All the Hujjaj are in Mecca, are required to move, to travel from Mecca to Mina, and that is the day that is known as Yom Teruya. Yom Teruya. So when they reach to Mina, they will pray, like in the morning. So I don't want to repeat the stage of ihram or how to enter the ihram, because we did. It's going to be the same thing. Take a shower in your hotel, whatever preparation, physical preparation you need to do, then sit on your bed or stand in your hotel room and say labbaika hajjan. At this time you say labbaika hajjan. As soon as you say labbaika hajjan in the morning of the 8th of the Hijjah, now you are in the stage of ihram again. Now you wait the process. It takes a process for you to get your bus to go to Mina. It might take long, it might take like, shorter, but you have to follow the process, and you may have a nice guide that will make it easy for you to get the bus. But we said, even if you don't have it, we use the big word, which is patience, sabr. The bus comes early, alhamdulillah. It comes late, sabr. It comes late, be patient. That's the only way you can get out of that. But if you are not, then you're going to lose control of yourself, and you may say or do or feel otherwise, and that may affect your Hajj. So people will move from Mecca, go to Mina. So when people reach to Mina, the Prophet ﷺ, he prayed Dhuhr, as we said last night, and Asr, Maghrib, Isha. And each, because you prayed Fajr in Mecca, the rest of the prayers of the day, 4 prayers, you will perform them in Mina. In Mina, and you can see Mina, the Jamarat is in Mina. So when you reach to Mina, and I think maybe you can search up a picture of Mina, that where the tents are, those big tents. So when you reach to Mina, when a person reaches to Mina on the 8th of the Hijjah, and maybe you try to, yes, so this is Mina. So every Hajj, every legal Hajj will have a tent. Yes. And you will find others don't have tents. Yes, because they don't go through the mutawif. So they will find their own tents outside. You will see next to your tents people, but yeah, something like that. But each Hajj should have a tent. So if you don't have a tent, that's a mushkila. But
it's a group inside the tent,
yeah.
Not him by himself in the tent.
No. Like, what I mean is, like, everybody will be on inside a tent, except maybe if you do Abdul Wahid Hajj. You may not end up having a tent. Yes. So from there, people will pray. So I want you at least to know the name of the day on the 8th of the Hijjah. They call it Yom Tarwiyah, the day of Teruya, and it is a day of feeding water to the people. It used to be they don't have water they don't have wells in Mina, so they will fetch water from Mecca and take it to Mina to help people. So in this place, you will not find a masjid. Most likely, each tent they have their own masjid. Each tent, inside the tent, you just fold the mattress, and then one will lead and you will pray. And some camps, they have a place that they will reserve for masjid, but it doesn't work sometimes. So people will pray dhuhr, 2 rak'ah, in case if you oversleep, when you wake up, dhuhr, 2 rak'ah, or if you are late from Makkah, you reach to Mina late, you pray dhuhr, 2 rak'ah on time. You pray asr on time, 2. You pray maghrib, 3, because you cannot shorten maghrib. You pray isha, 2 on time. There is nothing that you'll be saying here except like talbiyah, then you go to sleep.
For Isha?
Yes, you can do witr for isha. You can do witr for isha.
But that's a nighttime. That's with the tahajjud.
Yes, that's the night time. Or you can do it right after the isha. You can right after.
But if you're
Right
planning
after
on
Isha.
waking up for tahajjud, then you should not do with it.
I recommend you pray isha. You do your shafa and witr because you may be tired. Yes, but if you know yourself that you can wake up and do your, actually here, you don't have to do your tahajjud because you are in a stage of traveling, but you should do your shafa and witr or your witr, inshallah. So from there, you go to sleep the night. Then that is the 8th of the Hijjah. That is the day that the Hajj began. Then the morning of 9th, which is the next morning, that is Yawm Arafah. That is the day of Arafah. So people will move from Mina to Arafah. So can we see Arafah now? So this, I think, where we stopped yesterday. So this is Arafah. This is one picture of how Arafah looks like. So people will travel. This is a big number of people. This is a big number of people. So people will travel from Mina, as we saw in the picture, to Arafah. Arafah is a big valley surrounded by mountains, and that mountain is called Jabal Arafah. Jabal Arafah. This is the masjid that is in Arafah. It's a big masjid. This is where the Prophet ﷺ stand and gave a khutbah. There was no masjid at the time. It was a tent that was made for the Prophet ﷺ before the dhuhr, but after the dhuhr, he came out of the tent and he climbed his camel after praying dhuhr and asr together, jam'an wa qasran, 2 dhuhr and 2 asr together. Like, he prayed 2 dhuhr, he said assalamu alaikum, and he prayed 2 asr, assalamu alaikum, and he gave a khutbah. And from the khutbah, after the khutbah, he made the dua from that time, dhuhr time, till sunset, and he never raised both his hands down. He will have both his hands like this, and when the camel is moving, he will bring one of his hands down and then stop the camel and then raise his hand again. So that is what I call a challenge. If a person goes to Arafah, like you're from Mina, you go to Arafah. So the first work that a person should do in Arafah, the first thing that a person should do in Arafah, to relax. When you reach to Arafah, you relax. Before dhuhr, there's nothing. Before dhuhr, you sit down, you relax. If you can sleep, you go to sleep. Till that's the 9th, right, of the Hijjah. So after sunset, leave from
Arafat.
to go back a little bit. So 9th of there's Muzdalifah. Muzdalifah comes before.
back, right?
Yes,
So we were here.
So this is Arafah, 9th of the Hijjah, sunset.
Supposed to be.
Go back, one step back. So let's stay here. So this is Arafah. So this masjid, most likely for you guys, you will go to this masjid because you're far, you're at the edge of Arafah. The North American camps, they're way far. So
are
you
they
will
opening it because of COVID, or are they not opening it?
This masjid is open. It's going to be open. It's going to be open. But you may not be, maybe 1 million people, maybe you can, but it's far from North American tents to there. And your group, they will not be responsible to help you, to guide you. So if you're going to go by yourself, you have to walk there and come back, and it's going to be challenging. And the Prophet ﷺ, he said, "Ha huna waqaftu wa Arafa kulluha mawqif." He said, "This is where I stand in Arafah, and every spot in Arafah is a place that you can stand." So it's not just you have to come to the masjid. So anywhere within the Arafah, and they have a borderline of the Arafah. If it's an outside Arafah, then you don't have a Hajj. So the Prophet ﷺ, he said the most important thing in the Hajj is this day and this place. He said, Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, Al-Hajju Arafah. And we said the pillar of the Hajj is Arafah. Huh? No. Also, that also is a misconception. So some people, they go and climb the mountain, Jabal Rahma, but you shouldn't climb in the mountain. You shouldn't climb.
Show in the TV sometimes.
Yes, people when sunset or sun about to set after Asr, people run because the concept back home or everywhere is Jabal Arafah. You have to stand on the mountain. No, the Prophet didn't stand on a mountain. It's a valley that's surrounded by a mountain, and the place is called Arafah. The place is called Arafah. So there's no mountain here, right? This is Arafah. And all the places are Arafah. And there is it's a mountain called Jabal Rahma. People will climb there. Some people fall, some get injured, some people get hurt. And actually, you wouldn't make a dua because you're trying to climb all day, it's not part of it. It's just people want to go there. It's part of like a culture. People, it's part of people think that is the right things to do. But this way the Prophet ﷺ stand facing the Jabal, facing the Qibla, and he made the dua, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He never climbed the mountain. He was on his camel, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So yes, Masoud, I agree. So some people, they think that you go and climb the mountain and you try to tell them don't go. They think that if they don't climb the mountain, they didn't stand in Arafah. So standing in Arafah is standing, but being in the dimension of Arafah within. So the work in Arafah is, or the two important things in Arafah. Number one is you be in Arafah, even if it is 10 minutes in Arafah, you have Arafah. You have to be in Arafah before sunset on the 9th of the Hijjah in order for you to have a Hajj. That's one. When you go to Arafah, the sunnah is to combine Dhuhr and Asr together in Dhuhr time. And the rest is dua. The rest is dua. The Prophet ﷺ, he said, the best day is Arafah. The best day is Arafah. And he said, and the best thing that I have said, and all the prophets before me on this day, or in any other day, is La ilaha illallah wahdahu la sharika lah, lahul mulku wa lahul hamdu wa ala kulli shay'in qadir. We can go to that slide. So this is Arafah. So the best thing that you can say in Arafah is La ilaha illallah wahdahu la sharika lah, lahul mulku wa lahul hamdu wa huwa ala kulli shay'in qadir. Now, so that is that's still in Arafah. So then you make a dua. But I'll tell you out of experience, people, and I'm saying this because I want you guys to challenge yourself. To challenge yourself and to remember that I have said this. When you sleep all day, you just say, "Oh, I was reminded about this." I want to feel bad about yourself that you didn't push yourself. When you go to Arafah, most likely, and when you come back, I want to tell me exactly. It's not showing off, but I want to see how much you challenge yourself. When you go to Arafah, you're gonna get tired, and I think the environment just make you go to sleep. So most likely, you will sleep all day. Then Dhuhr will come, they will call the Adhan, and you will pray Dhuhr and Asr, listen to the khutbah. Right after the khutbah, they will serve lunch, and right after you eat lunch, you go to sleep again.
So the speaker system is right into your tent?
To your tent, yes. You will have the tent. It's a big tent. In Arafah, most likely you will have only 2 tents. Like men, each like camp, you have all men in one tent, and all women in one tent.
And the
Big
khutbah
tent.
is all Arabic.
No, it depends. One time I give a khutbah, it was in English. Like the whole, like you'll find like maybe 10, 15 groups together in one tent. So they will assign you find like maybe 15, 20 imams in one tent. So they assign one imam to give a khutbah. It's gonna be in English. It's not gonna be in Urdu. I guarantee it's gonna be in English because you guys are coming from the English, English. So you will find most of the speakers there is just like English because you are within them. Yeah. So if you are in that masjid, it's going to be Arabic.
Arabic.
So if you are from the Yemeni stand, it's going to be Arabic.
Mm.
But you know, in this, it's not going to be a long khutbah. Usually, should not be. Then after the khutbah, I'm going back to it's just like tips. After the khutbah, you eat your lunch, you're tired, you go to sleep again. And you will be sleeping till Asr time comes.
Sheikh, that's part of Hajj or because people
No, I'm warning. No, you should not be. We said the Prophet ﷺ, right after the Dhuhr, he gave a khutbah, he prayed, and he raised his hands. From Dhuhr to Maghrib. No, Dhuhr. He combined Dhuhr and Asr.
And then all that.
Dhuhr time. From Dhuhr time to Maghrib, to sunset, he's standing on his camel, he's sitting on his camel, raising his hands, making dua. So I want you to take that picture and bring it to yourself. And I'm saying what you're going to be doing. So the Prophet did that and raised his hands from Dhuhr time to sunset. He's making a dua, right? So for you, you're gonna go and pray, and you're gonna sleep till Dhuhr time comes. When Dhuhr time comes, you pray, and then you go for lunch. And when you get lunch, you sleep again. Yes.
So Sheikh, are we combining Zohar and Asr together? at that
Yes.
time?
Yes. So Dhuhr and
After
Asr.
Zohar and Asr, then we eat
Eat
and
and
then
then sleep again.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Yes. So yeah, so this is the routine that you're gonna be finding, and you're gonna see yourself sleeping, and you say, Sheikh, so I have to keep pushing myself. And you're gonna say sleeping, and then but you're gonna be sleeping anyways. And I will ask you when you come back, inshallah.
So what is realistically like we should shoot for when we get there? Sleep right away.
Yes.
And then, but don't try not to sleep after combining Dhuhr and Asr. Stay till try.
Try.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It won't work.
It will work. Don't overeat.
It won't work. But it's just like a challenge.
Second height. I have a question. What du'as do you need to make on that day? Like it can be anything else or
Yes, I will come to that, inshallah.
okay.
I'm trying to challenge you guys to see exactly what you guys are going to be doing. So the best or how it's supposed to be to try to, you cannot be like the Prophet ﷺ, but at least you should motivate yourself. It's just one day of struggle, but I want to raise the bar very, very high. So that's the reason I want to feel bad about when you slip. You know, I told you, and then you think that you can do it, and then you will not be able to do it. So the best thing is when you go, you pray Dhuhr and Asr. When you are successful to go there early, you pray, you go to sleep, you relax, and then Dhuhr time comes, they will call the adhan, you won't miss it, and you will listen to the khutbah, and they will combine Dhuhr and Asr. Then you eat lunch, you know. Then now it's based on your determination. You sleep, it's okay. You still have Arafah, but you sit, make a dua. You don't have to stand. You can sit and make a dua. Where your mattress is, you can sit there and make a dua.
If you try to make you sleep a little bit.
Yes, that was the third thing that I want to talk about. So if you know you cannot do it, because when the sleep comes and when the tiredness comes, we are not very active, realistically. So maybe you can be sleep a little bit, wake up, sleep, wake up. But between Dhuhr and Asr is a nice time to sleep. And if you cannot do that, then the fourth option will be you pray Dhuhr, you go to sleep. You know, I'm just giving you the option. So at least you know that you fall into one option. So you pray, you go to sleep till close to Asr. And you wake up, you get ready for Asr, you pray Asr, then don't go to sleep. But the worst thing you will do is you pray, you go to sleep when you reach there, You pray Dhuhr, you go to sleep. You pray Asr, you go to sleep. And then they have to wake you up and say, hey, it's time to go home. That is the worst thing to do. And you will see it all.
How many hours do we have in Arafat?
Arafah is all day. Like,
Just 24 hours.
no, it's just like Dhuhr time
Okay.
till sunset. You have to leave Arafah.
Oh,
When sunset, you have to go. You have to leave Arafah.
Oh.
so this is a short time. This is a-
Yes,
Yes.
that's what I'm saying is that it's a short time
Mhm.
that you should promise yourself and get ready for it.
Yeah.
Say that, okay, I am, but you will not. I guarantee.
Sheikh,
I have faith in him.
because
All of them. It's a challenge.
I came late and again.
Yeah.
So Arafat, you are saying it's not from sunrise. It's from.
No, you went to Arafah after sunrise from Mina.
From Mina.
And then you arrive like around. That's.
Yeah, you actually you may reach there way before Dhuhr and you can sleep.
Yeah, that's.
Yes.
When you.
But we already had good rest and in Mina before we took off for Arafat.
Mhm.
We
And
felt
how
further.
far is Mina and Arafat?
Mina and Arafah, I'm gonna Google and see how many miles. I think about 7 to
And we all
11
walking.
miles.
We all walking.
No,
And if you have.
and also,
We-
if I go there,
so-
I'm
so
on
we
the
still have
camera.
energy.
So I'm on the camera, right? So you see, this is Mina.
Uh-huh,
You spend the night in Mina.
Yes.
uh-huh.
Fajr.
So when sunrise from Mina, you go to Arafah. This is Arafah, right?
Yes.
This is Arafah. So you spend all day here.
We are shaded. We're not.
We have a tent.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have a tent in Arafah. Tent, AC, food, everything now.
That's why.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you have it in Arafah. So maybe when you reach to Arafah, you will be told like this, your tent, and you go there. Many people, but try to sleep, try to relax. So when you relax in Arafah, Dhuhr time will come. They will make adhan, and you will combine Dhuhr and Asr in Arafah in your tent. So after you finish Dhuhr and Asr, it's up to you. How determined you are, how strong you are, how much you want to offer.
So
Mhm.
back in the day, they usually show the Arafah as an open ground, everybody's sitting in. open,
Yes, yes,
not in
but
tent,
now
so-
not anymore. So now it's easier and less things to do.
So this will give you the opportunity to energize and really
Yes, yes,
do something rather
Yes.
than sleep.
yes, yes,
Because you're still gonna sleep after.
Of course.
Maghrib, when you go back.
yes, yes. So you
Alaikum.
guys heard him? Nah.
One of the former community members of Madison, I just learned today that inshallah me and my wife will be going for Hajj. We're very happy. I know that I'm maybe asking you this question a little bit soon, but to me, it looks like whatever I have learned, it sounds like that the day after, that is the day that the 10th of Zulhijjah, is probably going to be even more tiring because the night before you've slept at Muzdalifah, you may have slept, you may not have slept, and then you do Rami, and then you're doing Qurbani. So it sounds like a very active day, and then you have to come back to Makkah to do Tawaf as well. So I'm a little bit more worried about 10th Zulhijjah than I am about 9th, and I'm curious in knowing about getting to learn your opinion on that as well.
Yes, I will, inshallah. And thank you for bringing it because I think I will talk about the difference. The difference in Arafah and on the tent is all about movement, moving. But Arafah is all about one place. Yes, and we're going to talk about it, but that's a very good point. Actually, I agree with you that on the tent is not going to be easy day. On the tent is tough. So now let me just move a little bit. I have questions later. So now Arafah, we're done with Arafah, right? We did and also the dua. Somebody asked the dua of Arafah. You can do whatever dua you want to do, but every 10, 15, 20 minutes, please say La ilaha illallah wahdahu la sharika lah, lahul mulku wa lahul hamdu huwa ala kulli shay'in qadir. If you cannot do all your dua, that dua, because the Prophet ﷺ said the best thing that a person can say in Arafah is La ilaha illallah wahdahu la sharika lah, lahul mulku wa lahul hamdu wa ala kulli shay'in qadir. It could have been a very tough dua to memorize, but I think every Hajj memorize that dua, even before going to the Hajj. So that is the best dua to say in Arafah. So then you make a dua. And I talked about this yesterday. I said, if you go to these great places, you have to have a pre-planned package dua. You cannot just raise your hand, and sometimes you get tired, and then your brain get tired, and you don't even know what you're talking about. You don't know if you're asking a car or you're asking an airplane. So you get tired. I'm telling you, you get tired. But if you have a list of dua, it helps. It helps you to utilize your time. Okay, you want to make a dua, we have a list of dua. It motivates you because you're challenging yourself. You know that I have to finish this list of dua, before sunset. That will motivate you, even that will take away your sleep. But if you're just there with no plan, with nothing, I saw it. You get tired, and then you end up listening to somebody making the dua, and you end up making the dua that they're making. So you're not prepared for dua. So prepare yourself for Arafah and say, this is exactly what I'm going to do in Arafah. But make La ilaha illallah wahdahu la sharika lah, lahul mulku wa lahul hamdu wa ala kulli shay'in qadir be your most dua, inshallah. And in Arafah, the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam, he raised his hands. And he made a dua while raising his hands. So in Arafah, you can raise your hands higher and make a dua and beg Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That is the day that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will show like this crowd to the angels, and you're going to be part of those people that will be shown to the angels by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So there's no limited dua except what the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam said. He said, خير ما قلت أنا والنبيون من بعد من قبلي لا إله إلا الله أفضل. Now, the best thing that I have said, and all the prophets before me, somebody, yes, it's لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له له الملك وله الحمد وهو على كل شيء قدير. Then that's their routine in Arafah till sunset. And you will see people rushing before sunset. But if you don't have any medical, issues, you're healthy, except that maybe, you go by buses, but try to be, and in Arafah, with my experience with the buses, you have the right to pick and choose which bus you're gonna go in Arafah. So you try to be there at least by sunset. So in North American tents, they're really good in waiting till sunset. If nothing changed, they are very good in practicing that sunnah. They wait till sunset and they will start moving with their buses. You cannot walk it. Don't try to walk it. People will walk. You will see hundreds of people or thousands of people walking from Arafah to Mina. But unfortunately, I think you cannot do it. So you just stick with your bus and then go home to Arafah, because it helps you to be within the group. So now
Mina to Arafah is about 8 miles.
8 miles. So Mina to Arafah, 8 miles. So in between Mina and Arafah, there's a place called Muzdalifah. So Muzdalifah, usually they claim that they have a reserved place in Muzdalifah, but you don't expect that. You don't put it in your mind. If you're lucky to get a place in Muzdalifah, you're good. If you're in your group, it's good. But what should be done in Muzdalifah? So now we're done in Arafah. The reason why you need this information, because you see, this is Muzdalifah. This is Muzdalifah. This is how exactly it's going to be.
Did we already pray?
Oh, this
Maghrib
was-
in
No,
Arafah?
we didn't pray Maghrib. We only prayed.
We walk in between Asr and Maghrib.
Yes, we only prayed Dhuhr and Asr in Arafah. And we did Jam' and Qasr. We combined and we prayed each one of them short.
So you're saying that it's already getting dark?
Yes.
Wait till that. Now we have enough time to walk over here before the Maghrib.
To
I'm
take
still
you-
there.
No, even if you reach there close to Fajr, you can pray Maghrib in Arafah.
So,
You have to pray Maghrib and Isha in Muzdalifah.
So no matter how much time.
No
we
matter how
buy,
much, how
long
late.
the bus is gonna take.
Yep.
It's getting dark, but
Yes.
you cannot pray Maghrib over
No.
there. You have to go to Muzdalifah to.
Muzdalifah to pray Maghrib. So then Jam'an, yes. So then you go to Muzdalifah. This how exactly, this is the best. Go back a little bit. This will be the most beautiful scene you're going to see in Muzdalifah. This is the most beautiful one, and then you go to the next one, you see the next one. The next, you see, this is exactly, this is rocks there anywhere, shared bathroom, but this is beautiful. I love Muzdalifah. When you go to Muzdalifah, everybody is tired. and they need to rest, because the brother was talking about the next day. That's what makes the next day be at least great, because it's on the 10th. So when people reach Muzdalifah, what they will do, the first thing you reach Muzdalifah, find, and also I will give you a tip. In Arafah, there's a lot of food in Arafah. It's a lot of like drinking things that you can drink in Arafah. But Muzdalifah, the bathrooms are limited, the restrooms are limited. So if you can control your food and, I don't know, to make sure that you don't have a problem in Muzdalifah, that will help you. So I know that it's very challenging, but know that Muzdalifah is one night, but it's a very tough night. Bathrooms are limited, and it's hard to get access to the bathrooms, right? And everybody's together. So when you reach to Muzdalifah, this is the place Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala called Majar Al-Haram. Majar Al-Haram. What should be done here? Number one, when you reach to Muzdalifah, you might reach by yourself. You might reach by the group. You might reach by the whole entire, community. When you reach that, the first thing should be your focus is, if you have your wudu, you pray Maghrib and Isha together. Maghrib and Isha together. You pray 3 rak'ah for Maghrib and 2 rak'ah for Isha. Jam'an wa qasran. And regardless how late you reach to Muzdalifah, but before you leave Arafah, it's almost sunset. So you reach to Arafah, you reach to Muzdalifah, it's nighttime. So regardless, even if it is very late night, wait till you reach there. The first thing that should be your focus to pray Maghrib and Isha, Jama'an wa Qasran. We repeat again, you pray 3 rak'ah Maghrib and 2 rak'ah Isha, 1 adhan. Even if it's 3 people, let one make the adhan, and 1 adhan and 1 make iqama for Maghrib, another iqama for Isha, and 2 for Isha.
Again, the witr will be here.
Actually, here, even if you don't pray witr, you're good. You just pray Isha and then you go to sleep.
So we're not doing extra prayers over here.
No, Muzdalifah, no. The Prophet ﷺ, he prayed the Isha. He didn't pray anything before and anything after.
Okay.
He just prayed the Isha and he went to sleep. Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam.
That's all you resting.
Yes, because as the brother said, you need every drop of energy for the next day. Yes, for the next day. Because on the 9th, you're exhausted. What makes 10 to be more tough, you didn't have the day before that, you already used all the energy that you have. Right now, here, what can you do? Before sunrise, the best thing to do, or before Fajr, the best thing to do, what is it? The best, after you pray Maghrib and Isha together, before Fajr, what is the best thing to do? Sleep. No. If you do Qiyam, you're going to be in trouble for the 10th, because you're going to be walking and yes.
Where's the bar?
No, so that's it. The Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam, he went to sleep right away till Fajr time. No Qiyam, nothing. He went to sleep. So you sleep as much as you can. It's gonna be very uncomfortable, but you're gonna enjoy sleeping.
Even the sleep gonna be a challenge.
Yes.
Oh, you will sleep.
No, you will.
I'll sleep.
You will sleep in Muzdalifah, no doubt. Some people won't sleep, but most of the people will sleep. So when you sleep till Fajr time comes, make sure you try to wake up early to at least get ready, use the bathroom, make your wudu, and come to your group and wait for the Fajr to come. So when people pray Fajr, the focus is, everybody's focus is, how can I reach to, and this is a mistake that many Hujjaj do, or most of the Hujjaj they do, they forget about the command that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave to the people to do in the morning of the 10th in Muzdalifah. Many people will not see that, because the hustle is, how can I get to Jamarat? But you are missing another point in Muzdalifah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَاذْكُرُوا اللَّهَ عِنْدَ الْمَشْعَرِ الْحَرَامِ وَاذْكُرُوهُ كَمَا هَدَاكُمْ وَإِن كُنْتُم مِّن قَبْلِهِ لَمِنَ الضَّالِّينَ. He said, remember Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in al-Mash'ar al-Haram. You may not even have one chance even to do one remembrance, because your mind is somewhere else. So I want you to remember that after you pray Fajr, before you leave Muzdalifah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling you, is commanding you to remember Him. Do your adhkar. Remember Allah. Invoke Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in al-Mash'ar al-Haram. and also be grateful for the guidance. Allah said that. He said, be grateful for the guidance to be a Muslim, for the guidance to choose you to go to the Hajj. You know how many people want to go to Hajj this year? And you guys should be more grateful because everybody wants to go for Hajj. Tariq is here, but no one is going except you guys. So you are chosen. So وَاذْكُرُوا كَمَا هَدَاكُمْ. So remember him and be grateful. Thank him for choosing you and guiding you to the Hajj, guiding you to the Miqat, guiding you to Mecca, guiding you to be able to do the Sa'i, guiding you to go to Mina, guiding you to go to Arafah, guiding you to be in Muzdalifah. So now you have only one thing left is the tent to complete Yawm al-Hajj al-Akbar. That is the greatest day. So on the Yawm al-Hajj al-Akbar, open your day after you pray Fajr, or begin your day after you pray Fajr by remembering Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. What is the best remembrance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? You can recite the Quran, you can do Subhanallah, Alhamdulillah Akbar, you can do dhikr, any kind of a dhikr. But make sure that even though people are moving in and out, people are pushing one another, the door, the bus, and all those things, let your mind can be busy, your limbs can be busy moving around, but let your tongue to focus on remembering Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So this day is the greatest day, as the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in the Quran, Yawm al-Hajj al-Akbar. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said the greatest day of the Hajj. So it starts with remembering Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the morning till sunrise, and people will start moving except the children and the sick people and women. They are given their excuse to go to Arafah early in the morning, to go to Mina early in the morning, do their jamarat and do their jamarat. So go back a little bit. So we talked about Muzdalifah. It's very clear. Now we go from Muzdalifah, we go to the jamarat. We go to Jamarat. I don't know how we're going to go to Jamarat, but I remember my last Hajj, I told my group, let us walk, because we were on the edge of Muzdalifah, so we could walk to Jamarat without, because the bus, it was very hustling. Yeah, yeah, it was a lot of, but just go with your guide and make sure that
So here you say collect your stone.
Yes,
Is that
and
from Arafat?
yes, I'll come to it. Yes, not Arafah, in Muzdalifah.
Muzdalifah,
Yes.
okay.
So now people are gonna be like, after you spend your night in Muzdalifah, now the focus is remembrance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Morning of the on the 10th, the first thing you pray Fajr, you do dhikr. While you're doing dhikr, make sure you have the stones, because you're gonna need 7 stones, 7 on this day to throw in Jamarat.
Is it while we're walking or is it in Muslim?
If they pour it everywhere, they have piles of stones around. They put it there before the Hajj, so people can collect them. So on the 10th, you have 1 Jamarat, which is Al-Aqaba, which is the biggest Jamarat, and it is the last one. It is the last one from Mina. It is the closest to Mecca. You see, Mecca is right there. So that's Jamar al-Aqaba al-Kubra. So that's the Wusta, this is Sura. This is a small one, that's the middle one, that's the big one. So on the 10th, you only stone on the big one. 7. So everybody stone on 10. But go back to the pictures. Back to the
7 petals.
Yes. So now this is what they do right now. So every direction has their own Jamarat. They kind of like extend the Jamarat. So you go lower level, that's the original Jamarat. You go second level, you go third level, and I think they have, 5th or 4 levels. Yes. So that's the Jamarat. But all is good. All is good. And now it's very easy. You see, people who go to this direction, they can only go out. It used to be before 1 Jamarat, people go and come back from the same direction.
Oh, that's a big problem.
So that used to cause like the death and a lot of problems, but now they did a good job. And you may go there and think that they didn't do anything, but if you were there before, you know that a good job has been done there. At least things are not the way, it's easier, it's way easier. Sometimes, especially this year, you're gonna do a Jamarat and nobody's next to you because it's easier.
Yeah, it's a lot of air. I
Yes.
saw the video, a lot of air passing through.
Yes,
Usually you get,
yes, and they have a lot of,
These are the Shama?
yes, those are the Jamarat.
Oh, Nothing on the other side.
No, that's at the Jamarat.
So
Those
you
are the
threw
Jamarat.
them from.
On your pathway.
Yeah. So when you go and you go back to see this. So this is Jamarat.
Yeah.
So see this is the original one, right?
Yeah, without the building.
Yes, without the building. So you have on top, they put another one there. They have put another one there. They put another one there. So that's how it is. So everything goes down to the original one. But just to make it easy for the people.
So while we are there, we're not collecting until the Fajr time. We only collect.
You can collect nighttime, it's not a problem. It's not a problem. You can
And
collect,
only
but the
the
Prophet,
seven-
huh?
And only the 7 pebbles. not
No,
the
you can
seven.
collect all of it. So that's what my next point. So now you have 7 on the 10th, right? Then you have on the 11th, you have 7, 7, 7, 7 times 3.
Can you have more than six?
Yeah, that's what I'm coming right now. So
If you
on the-
one drop-
yes, of course. So on the 11th, you have to throw all the 3 jamarat. Each jamara, you have 7 stones. So 7 times 3. Yes. And you have to do that on the 12th. You have to do it on the 13th also. So you try to collect all those stones.
So 12 and 13, we're doing the same.
Yes, if you stay 13. So now how many stones you need to collect?
63 plus, yes, also almost 70. Are we also doing the big shaitan again or just the 3?
The big shaitan. So 7, the first on the 10th, 7. 11 multiplied by 3.
21.
12 by 3. 13 by 3.
So there's 63 right here.
I thought we were only doing 7s. So each.
So on the 10, you're only doing 7.
Yeah.
Big.
On the 11, you're doing 7 on each.
Oh,
All the 3 of
mm,
them.
Okay.
All
Yes.
3 of them.
That's 7
Got
3
it.
times, right? On the 12, 7 3 times. On the 13, 7 3 times. All of it, how much?
And we are.
I need number, how much?
That's a 6.
Uh,
After the 7
7
is 63.
Including the 7.
49 is 49.
Oh, it's
right?
more than that.
9, it's more 63.
63 for the
right.
3 days and the 7. So it's 70 stones.
70 stones. So how are you going to collect the where are you going to put it? I will give you a recommendation.
Oh, yeah, with the clothes, you put it tight.
It's going to give you a hard time.
Oh, because your
It's
clothes
gonna
are
get
gonna
heavy.
fall.
Yes.
You walking,
The best thing is to have a water bottle.
Oh, water
the
bottles.
big one.
No, small one.
No,
Small.
Small. And also the stones, they have to be smaller. They have to be small, not big ones. Because big ones, actually, sometimes they make my head bleed. Because somebody
no.
threw, yeah.
So
So
it
just-
just travel.
Yeah, just a small ones that you can
Okay.
hold and throw. Small ones, not big ones. Find a water bottle, put them there, put a lot. You may see somebody who missed them and you can give it to them.
Oh,
Yeah,
So
so
keep
put-
extra.
Yeah, put extra in a water bottle and then you can have it. And when you throw, you can just keep it next to your bed.
mm.
In the morning when you get up, you just grab it and go. And you don't need to store, you don't need to collect anything for the rest of the night. So, okay, now you have the VIP tents, right?
So we're not the VIP though.
I don't know which package do you have. I was in VIP one time. And it's just like
North American.
10 minutes. So where's North Americans? You see,
45 minutes.
you see how it's more than that. They're just talking.
There's-
From here to here is far. So that's the Jamarat, right? This is the Jamarat, but North American tents are here. So you travel to, that's what makes it a little difficult when you go to North American tents, because it's a little far from the Jamarat. It's more than 45 minutes or 45 minutes. More. Trust.
Because people are in the way.
It's more than that.
Yeah.
It's more than that. I don't know who did this map, but it's way more than that because 45 minutes walk is okay. So just yesterday I said when they say 45 minutes, just add another 45 on.
Is there a certain time of day for the 11th, 12th, and
So
13th?
we're gonna come to that. So now on the 10th, because on the 10th, it's a lot of details on the 10th.
So here the 11, you should go
No,
back.
go back to 10. We didn't even talk about 10. So on the 10th of the Hijjah, we said the first thing that was in Muzdalifah. So 10 starts in Muzdalifah in the morning. You do your adhkar in the morning. After you pray Fajr, you pick up your stones, inshallah ta'ala. Then when sunrise, you go to Mina. When you reach to Mina, your focus should be one thing. What is the way or how to throw the jamarat? First, you have this stone and you say Bismillah, Allahu Akbar, like this. Like not like this, you throwing shaitan. No. Bismillah, Allahu Akbar, you throw it. You try to get close to the hawd, shaitan will not be there for you.
Sheikh, can I ask you one very quick question? Sorry for the interruption.
No.
So in the package they gave to me, I just have one question related to that. They mentioned a place called Majar Al-Kabsh.
Yes.
What is Majar Al-Kabsh?
It's where they slaughter their animals.
Okay.
Yes, what they said about that?
I have no idea. No one has any idea. They say Majar Al-Kabsh camp.
Oh, okay. You are going to be very, when you go to North American tents, there are other tents that are very close to the Majar where the slaughterhouses.
That's the camel that we
I'm
saw above.
also at Majar Al-Kabsh.
Yes, so you are a little, you're going to be closer to the gate going towards Jamarat in North American tents. That's where you're going to be. Like maybe just like a little bit closer. Yes, where the Majar is. So this is, they call it where the slaughterhouses. So is a location where those tents
I
are.
can see my sheep from there.
Yes. So now
Don't go in there and
on
get slaughtered.
the 10th of the Hijjah, that is the Eid day. That is the greatest day for us who are not performing the Hajj. We're so sad that we're not performing the Hajj because we want to. We were going to be doing our qurbanis, our dhabiha, our udhiyah. And then the Hujjaj are going to be doing their hadi, their slaughtering, and also the jamarat. But then the first thing to do and the greatest thing to do on this day is after you leave Muzdalifah is to do the jamarat. So as we said, the jamarat is 7 stones and it's going to be on the Aqaba Al-Kubra. So you make sure that the stone goes inside the fountain inside. So you just hit it to that cement and it goes down easily. If you miss it, just pick another one and then throw it. And then there is nothing else to do except you say Bismillah, Allahu Akbar. And Bismillah, Allahu Akbar. You raise your hand on top and then just do Allahu Akbar. Not just being harsh or anything, because you're not hitting anybody. It's just like a form of ibadah. So Bismillah, Allahu Akbar, till you finish, there's no dua except Bismillah, Allahu Akbar. That's the first day. So now we finish the jamarat on the first day. There are 4 things that need to be done for the person to completely get out of their stage of ihram. If you do 3 out of 4, you are portionally out of the ihram, but it's still restricted. But you can wear sewn clothes. So number 1 is you did the jamarat. After you do the jamarat, the next thing that you should do is to slaughter your qurbani, which is the hadi, not the fidya, but the hadi, right? So how that will happen, because none of you will see their actual, now they don't allow it even to go and see it or to do it by yourself. So what will happen is their group leader, they may have a chat that will let them, they said, but it doesn't work sometimes. I don't know, for some reason it doesn't work. So you'll be there waiting and just waiting, but you have to wait. So that's the reason why you need to at least get closer to the organizer to make sure that you know exactly what is going on, because you cannot shave before you do the qurbani. So then you wait till that is confirmed that, okay, our qurbani has been done. Then what they do, the organizer will be communicating with their agent who is in the slaughterhouse. So they will tell them, hey, we did our jamarat, let our sheep to go. So they will go ahead and do it. And then they will send a confirmation that this number has been done for this group.
Tagged with probably the ID number for each person.
Yeah, they will just send, if they send to the group leader that your group has been done, you should be good. And then you did 2 things. The third one will be shaving. But you can also delay the shaving. You can delay the shaving. That's not a problem. So what the brother was saying is that now you did the Jamarat, you walking or moving from Muzdalifah to Mina is not easy. So you're tired. Number two, you did the Jamarat. Number three, you waited for the confirmation that it's been slaughtered. Your sacrifice has been done. Then the next thing will be going, the most difficult thing that you will ever see in the Hajj is going on the tent. If you can, most likely you will not. Going from Mina to the Haram, do the Tawaf al-Hajj. That is very difficult. That is very,
So everybody will be there at this time.
not everybody. Some people will throw the Jamarat and they will go back to their tents.
Oh,
And they will wait till next day. Some will wait till the next day. Some will wait till they go back to Makkah. It's not a problem.
so the group will split a little bit over here.
Oh yeah, yeah. You'll see a big split here. Here, the organizer can control you because some are tired, want to go back to the tent. Some want to go back to Makkah. So where is it going to be? So everybody, you know your way. You find your way. So you know your tent. You know Makkah. You know what to do in Makkah. But the good thing, I'll give you a tip here. So if you do the Jamarat, you slaughter, you shave, or don't shave because it's hard. If you want to shave, either you go to your tent in Mina or you go to Makkah. So you rather delay the shaving. It's not a problem at all. Shaving is not a problem. So you go to Makkah if you can. You walk to Makkah. I don't know, this year is going to be, maybe the transportation is going to be pretty easy, but I'm just giving you the extreme like way of scenario. So you go to Makkah by walking, and when you reach to Makkah, if your hotel is close to the Haram, just go direct to the Haram. Do your tawaf. Do your tawaf, and you finish your tawaf, do your sa'i. Now you're supposed to go back to Mina. Go to your hotel. Go to your hotel, take a shower, shave, go to sleep, relax. Because if you want to go back to Makkah the same day, it's going back to Mina the same day, the same time is going to be very difficult. So I want to show that picture. This is how it used to be. So the tawaf might take you, or even worse than this. The tawaf may take you like 30 minutes, like, or 25 minutes.
So are we going to be upstairs on the second floor because of this going to be packed?
It won't be packed this year.
I hope.
Because I saw some pictures,
Yeah, it's not packed so far, but on the tent, imagine everybody's coming here on the tent.
okay. Oh,
So it used to be, it takes you like 5 hours, 6 hours just to do it, or more than that, or more than that, or more 7 hours sometimes, some 7 hours.
And
Just
we
do it.
have to be in this, we cannot do from.
No, you can. You can go inside the Haram. You can go on top, but it's longer.
And I think
Oh,
they fixed it because I know there was when I was there, they have the construction it, so the second
Oh,
floor wasn't.
they have second floor. They have, you can go on top and do your tawaf. No problem. As long as you're going around the Kaaba.
And following the same.
Yeah, that's fine. Don't do the guy or Shakir, the Pakistani guy. He will do one tawaf. The second, he will go to the edge. The third, he will go on top. The fourth, he will go outside the Haram.
On purpose?
Yes, he said, I want to feel it. I want to feel that I'm doing tawaf, mashallah. So you do tawaf al-Hajj, then you do your sa'i. Then if you're Haram, if you're hotel, this is the good thing about being a clock tower or close. You do your tawaf on the tent, you didn't shave, you do your tawaf, you do your sa'i, you are tired, you are exhausted. Then you go to your hotel. When you go to your hotel, you do you do shaving and take a shower, you relax. Then maybe Maghrib, you go back to Mina.
If we decide to go back to Mina from Jawara, don't come to
Yes.
Makkah, what we have to do? What
Good.
is the responsibility?
Good. So now that's the first scenario. You do your Jamarat, you do your Qurbani, you go to Makkah, do your Tawaf, and then, or you shave, go do your Tawaf, and then you're done for the work of the day, and you go back to Mina. That is the scenario. The second one will be, you cannot make it to Makkah on a tent, or at the same time. You do your Jamarat, your Qurbani is done, you go back to Mina and shave, change your clothes, and then wait till night time, you go to Makkah.
On the loader. little bit, the traffic's down.
Oh, there's no traffic down. Traffic is always, the time that you're focusing there, a million more are focusing on that time. So maybe just save yourself maybe time and energy. So that's, you can do that. You can go back to Mina, shave, and then change your clothes and relax a little bit. And then you can have a group of people. Here, the Mutawif, he doesn't care about you anymore. You find just a group of people who you can go with. If you're with your wife, you guys walk to Mecca, go do your tawaf, and come back to Mina. You cannot sleep in Mecca for these 3 days. For these two, at least 10th, 11, and 12, you cannot sleep in Mecca. You have to sleep in Mina. You have to be in Mina. So then you go to Mina. We talked about this, right? So now, when you go back to Mina, you spend the night of the 10th in Mina. Now 11th, the work of on the 11th of the Hajj.
I have one question about the Qurbani. So if me and my husband is going, so there'll be 2 animal sacrifice or only 1?
2.
2.
2.
For each person.
Each person, yes,
Okay.
because it's two packages. It's 2 people.
Okay.
It's 2 Hajj. Huh? Children, yeah, everybody. The Hajj is children and young people is by head. By head. It's by Hajj. You cannot split. You cannot split a Hajj with somebody. Is it a full Hajj
Per person.
or no Hajj?
But children.
Even children, if they're performing the
Children
Hajj,
who's performing the Hajj.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, that's right. If he 3 years old.
even if it is 1 month.
Oh,
He's performing.
he's performing.
Is it on the shoulder?
He's doing it.
Yeah, even if they're 1 month, yeah, as long as they're performing the Hajj, there's no exception. Yes.
Udhiya is different, where Udhiya is like.
Udhiya is different.
is
This is the Hajj.
per head.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Udhiya, you can do 1 Udhiya, everybody can do it, but 1 Udhiya with the family.
Household
can do it,
or,
yes.
That's the question.
But the Hajj, that's the Hajj.
This
Yeah.
is what she does.
So the 11th, let's go back to 11th. So 11th, you know, on the 10th, we did 1 Jamarat, right? So now on the 11th, we're going to do all 3 Jamarat. Go back to the Jamarat.
So this is the whole day project? That's all we're doing on in Mina?
Yes. So on the 10th is done, right? On the 10th, I made it so easy, but it's not easy. It's tough. From Jamarat to Tawaful Ifa, to Tawaful Humrah, Tawaful Hajj, Tawaful Ifadah here, and Sa'i, and going back to Mina, it's not going to be easy. It's going to be very, very, very tough. Yes. Some people, this is where the toughness
So
is.
we have to, if we delay it, we cannot go for the second Jamara until we're done the Sa'i and Tawaf.
No, the second Jamar is next day.
Next,
Yeah.
Yes.
so
So
you
we have to do
mentioned
the
that,
tawaf.
yeah, you mentioned that you can do the Tawaf the second day if you.
Yeah,
time
you
it.
can actually delay the Tawaf till you go back to Makkah.
Okay.
The 3rd day, the 13th, you can delay it. But, and also that will not prevent you from doing the Jamarat on the 11th and 12th and 13th.
We haven't done the.
The
let's
Tawaf
say-
yet.
Yeah, we
But you
haven't
can, you will continue doing the Jamarat.
Oh, okay. All
The-
right, because
the-
that's what was my question. If we delay going to Makkah, we
Yes.
stay in Mina.
Mina, you
And-
you can continue doing the Jamarat.
The Jamarats for 12 and 13.
Yes, 11, 12,
11,
13.
12, 13.
Yes. So 11, you go on stone, 3 Jamarat, all of them. All of them.
7, 7, 7.
7, 7, 7. And you start with the Sughra and then Wusta and then the Kubra. So here there's something that is different than the 10th. So first, when you come to do the Jamarat on the 11th, you have your stones, like this is the Jamarat. You have your stones. And then you come, you say Allah Akbar, and you throw the Jamarat. This one, Bismillah Allah Akbar. You throw the 7, right? So now you are here. You come back, you come here. So you come on this side, and then you're facing the Kaaba. You stand here, you raise your hands, you make a dua. This is also a place that a dua is accepted also here. So when you do the Jamarat, when you finish the first one, between the Jamarat on the other side, if you come from here, then you go from here. If you go from the right side of the Jamara, like you throw the Jamarat, you go from the right side, you go to the left side of the Jamara, or the right side of the Jamara. Right from left, then you go to the right. If you go from left, then from right, you go to the left. Then you stand there and make a dua, whatever you want to make a dua. People are going to move it very quick, but make a dua before we start stoning the next jamarat. Okay, bring the jamarat. I'll explain that. So let's this one. So now this is sobra, this is small jamarat. You're gonna start on the 9th, on the 11th with this one. So when you come, you say Bismillah, you do your 7. When you do it from here, you are from here, right? You move and you come and stand here. And some stand
On
here.
the other side?
But yes. So if you are from here, if you throw jamarat from here, you go across and go to the other one.
Go around.
From here, you go around. You're going around here. You go around here. That's a sunnah, okay? So from here, you go here. From here, you go here. And you stand facing the Jamara because the Jamara is facing the Kaaba. So you make a dua. When you finish your dua, you're from here, you stone this one. The second one. When you stone the wusta, from here, you go to the other side. If it's from here, you go on the other side. Okay? Then you do the al-aqab al-kubra. When you make the dua here, right? And then you go, before you do this one, you make a dua also. Before you do the last one, you make a dua. After you do the last one, you make a dua. That's where the mistake is. So people make a dua after they do the last one, but that's not sunnah. So the sunnah is between this one and this one, not before this one. So just in between. So that is a place that the Prophet also raised his hand and made a dua. So under ulama, they said, these are the places that dua is accepted. Arafa, between the Jamarat, and also Safa, and also on top of Safa, and also Multazam. These are the places that somebody should try their best. When they come there, they make a dua. So this is on the 11th. So you do that. What you should do? Go back to Mina, eat and drink, and make takbir talbiyah, because the talbiyah stops when you see the Jamarat on the 10th. So you make takbir as much as you can when you are in Mina. That's on the 11th. Now the 12th. The 12th, the same thing that happens, because you spend the 12th in Mina also. So when you in the morning of 12, you go to Jamarat also, you do the same thing again. You start with the small, the medium one, and then you end with the big one, and you go back to Mina.
Are we waking up at night making extra prayers over here?
Yes, you can. But the best thing is just to do dhikr and eat and drink and enjoy in Mina. Yes. So that's on the 12th. So 10, 11, and 12, you are in Mina. On the 13 is optional. So spending the night of 12 to next morning, which is 13 of Dhul Hijjah, is optional. Staying is the best. But going is not a problem. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, فَمَنْ تَعَجَّلَ فِي يَوْمَيْنِ فَلَا إِثْمَ عَلَيْهِ وَمَنْ تَأَخَّرَ فَلَا إِثْمَ عَلَيْهِ لِمَنِ اتَّقَى. If somebody spend in Mina 3 days, if somebody hasten and go back to Mecca after they spend 2 days after the Hajj, after the Eid, that's not a problem. But people who will stay 3 days have more piety. It's better to stay 3, but it's optional. Most likely.
The group will allow us to
Most
stay.
likely, no.
They won't.
No.
They actually push us to leave it?
Yes.
Why?
Why? I mean, it's like that place going to be empty. There's no other group coming in. So
They don't like that. But we may have a good leader this time. But when I was there, the last Hajj, I told the group that I was taking, I remember we having a session like this. I told them the best is to stay 3 days. What would you do? They said, yes, we stay 3 days. I said, what do you mean not? He said, no, Sheikh, we stay 3 days. I said, okay, we agree. And I make sure everybody agreed. We went there and we were in VIP. We went there and everybody was leaving. I told them we're staying. They said, no, we're going. We're going home.
well, we're not in an Hara. We are relaxed.
We are
We're eating food.
Yep.
We're not restricted by
Yeah,
our Hara.
yeah,
So
they said-
that day is very relaxing.
They said this.
It's easy said probably now.
We'll see.
What happened? They were
Except that you
tired.
agree.
They're just looking at.
They just say we are not we are not staying, we're going. A group said we are going, a group said we are staying.
Because of
Okay.
tired, fatigue.
Some,
Yes, at least some 4 people said we are staying, we agreed on this.
yeah.
And the one who said we are going, they have to blame those ones and blame me too. That I am siding with these people. I remind them, we agreed on this.
Yeah.
And we said it's the best. What I did, I had to take these people to the hotel, come back and sit with these people. It's difficult. So I'm telling you, it's easy to say it here. So that's why I always challenge the Hajj when they go to the Hajj. I always remind them these things in details. You're going to be saying no, maybe. But remember, it's a challenge. I'm not blaming, but it's because it's a challenge. So you go there. If you have the chance to stay 3 days, you don't have to. That's
So
a lot.
13th, you're not doing
Yeah,
Jum'ah.
you're only doing one thing, going to Jamara and coming back to the same spot.
Simple to say, yeah.
But the toughest part is going to Mecca on the same day, and well, thousands of people are there and doing the tawaf. That
You know,
would be the
you know why?
toughest.
You know why it's tough in Jamarat? Because you're exhausted. You are tired. You're sleeping on a mattress. Your all mind is my hotel room,
No, the nice bed.
the buffet, the
Well, These
food.
tents are air conditioned, and
Buffet.
with all the food, all the buffet, the coffee.
Remind him, okay?
Yeah.
Remind what his comments. Okay, if he says let's
on him.
okay. So now
Video con-
on the 10th, on the 12th, on the 13th, it's optional. That's why Allah made it optional. It's easy. But then he praised the people who will be there the 13th. But if you don't want to stay, you don't let sun to set.
Oh, you have to
On
leave
you.
before that.
You have to leave. If sunset, you're obligated to stay. Yes. So then when you go back to Mecca, then you spend 11 and 12, right? You go back to Mecca, or you spend 11, 12, and 13. You go back to Mecca. You go back to Mecca if you have done your tawaf al-ifadah and your sa'i. You already did your jamarat 11 and 12 and 13 and the 10. Your Hajj is completed. Your Hajj is you have done it. You made it.
You can celebrate.
Yes, you did all of it. It's very difficult. Go back. So now only thing that you have left is tawaf. They call it tawaf al-wada, the farewell tawaf.
So shit, I did this Nepali tawaf, just in any clothing, there's
Yes.
no restriction.
Yes. But this is, you have to do this before you leave
But
Makkah.
I can just do like.
Yeah. There's no, it's not Umrah. It's just like any other optional tawaf that you're doing.
Safa Marwa or just.
No, just tawaf. It's just tawaf. Tawaf, and what else apart of the tawaf? 2 rak'ah.
2 rakat right after that.
Yes. So tawaf al-wada, that's the only thing that you have left is linked just with the Hajj. It's linked with your visitation to the Kaaba. You're saying goodbye to the farewell. You're saying goodbye to the Kaaba. So that will be done the day that you're going to be leaving Makkah.
It's one.
So,
No, 7 tawaf.
Oh, 7.
7.
so people with the extra days after this day,
They will stay.
can we do that? Remember I talked about yesterday,
Yes.
going to Masjid Aisha
Yes.
and do the drill. of that.
Yes. So now we're going to answer questions now before a few minutes. So now, after you do tawaf, after you finish everything, you do tawaf al-wada. Tawaf is just one. It has to be 7 times around the Kaaba. It has to, followed with 2 rak'ah. First rak'ah, Fatiha and Kafirun, and second rak'ah, Fatiha, Qul Huwallahu Ahad. Then here you are obligated to leave Makkah. Let's say your flight or your bus is leaving, for example, around 2. You can do it, around 11, and then you go wait for your bus. You go wait for your bus, yes. But if you have to stay overnight, then you have to do another tawaf al-wada also, if you stay overnight after you do your tawaf. So that's it, you're done. And then you go back. If you go back to Medina, you go back to Medina. If you go back to Jeddah, you go to Jeddah. And then your Hajj, inshallah ta'ala, is complete and accepted.
So we have extra days after this day, so
Yes.
we can keep coming.
So yes, you can. So now doing the extra Umrah. Doing the extra Umrah, like let's say, what is the reason behind that? Is Aisha radiallahu anha on the Eid, when she came to do the Tawaf al-Ifadah, she couldn't do it because she saw her period. Then the Prophet ﷺ said, you can do everything but not tawaf. Then after, the period stopped, the Prophet ﷺ told her to go with her brother to Tan'im. That's what they call it. That's the reason why they call Masjid Aisha. It's a place called Tan'im in Mecca. You go there, you do your ihram, because it's going to be hard for her to go back to Medina or to go back to Miqat. So he said, go there, do your ihram, and come back and do your tawaf, do your umrah again, because she didn't do the umrah when she was coming. So yes, if a person goes and have extra time, they can go to Tan'im. Even though some of the ulama, they don't recommend it. They said one travel, one hajj, and one umrah. But some of the ulama also, they said, why not? If you're traveling all the way from here, you can go there, you finish your things either before the hajj or within the tamattu, or after the hajj, you can always go to
So
Tan'im.
the Maqamis have different rules.
There?
The Maqamis, the Makkans have different rules.
Yes, anyone who is within the miqat, your home is your miqat.
Oh, got it.
Yes, so this is miqat. Anyone within, your home is your miqat.
Just like Jeddah,
Yes.
we leave.
Yes,
the
from
ihram
Jeddah,
on.
yes, from your home, But if you're outside, then the miqat is done for the people who are outside. So when you pass through the miqat, you stop and do your ihram. That's the reason why the only place that is assigned within the miqat for the people who came is Tan'im, which is Masjid Aisha. So that's the reason why people go to Masjid Aisha, and you can do that. You can do umrah for yourself. You can do, even though some of the ulama, they don't see that, but it's okay. Yeah, most of them it's a yeah, a disputed, but I don't it's okay to do it. You can go, and it's umrah. You can go to Tan'im, do your ihram, go back to the haram and do your umrah, and you should be good. You should be good for that. And you can do it as much as you can, as long as you can do
Then
it.
ziyarah and all the other things.
Yeah, then all the ziyarat and all those things is just part of like exploring. Yeah, but nothing special about it. Yes, but you can, of course, you want to see places, you want to go to maybe places that you wouldn't know, but maybe most of the ziyarat in Medina are more
Want to
like,
climb the mountain. We haven't done it last time. We just saw it from the bottom.
which one?
Yeah.
Out of here, going up to the.
Well, I can tell I spent a lot of years there. I never climbed the mountain.
This time I want to do that.
Make sure you're careful before you climb. Yeah. So actually, if you have extra energy, you want reward, just go look at it and then do the energy in something that will give you a reward.
Sheikh, I just thought this.
Yeah.
About it, Hara.
So now it's questions. Anyone has questions, then we can answer question 5 minutes and then.
It's beneficial to start practice like 2 months.
Oh, a year.
Just so we can.
A year.
A year.
If you wanna perform Hajj, you really need to do a lot of not just exercise, but that's why in the beginning, if you miss it, in the beginning we talked about emotional preparation, physical preparation, and also spiritual preparation. It needs like time for you to get ready for that. It needs time for you to spiritually be ready. It needs time for you to even like emotionally be ready, and spiritually. So from now on, just focus on, you are a Hajj right now. Whatever you're doing in goodness, just increase it. Whatever that maybe is a bad habit, just try your best to stay away from it, and ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to help you stay there. So be patient. I will end with that. As-sabr, as-sabr, as-sabr. You will remember this because it will come to you every single day. A moment will come to you, you just want to scream at somebody, but just be patient. It's just a few days, and then everybody's back their home, and you will see people yell at each other. At the end of the day, I'll give you an example. For example, somebody was, and this people are not from here, from different states. We came from on the 10th. We came from Muzdalifah. We came from Mina to do tawaf, and we kind of like, we didn't have a bus. We walked, and he was frustrated why we walked because he was tired. We came to the Haram. It was Maghrib time when we came to the Haram, and we just entered the Haram. They made the adhan. I said, guys, let's pray. He said, I'm not praying anywhere. I'm not praying. I said, just pray. He said, I'm not praying. I said, why? I'm tired. I'm not praying. He said people prayed and he was sitting. You know why? He doesn't hate the prayer, but he's frustrated. He didn't pray. I'm not praying now. So you can reach that point of frustration that I'm not praying. And that is, I think that was the worst thing that I've seen. Like, okay, the prayer is here, whatever happens, but the prayer didn't do anything to you. Just pray. So no, I'm not gonna pray. So he's frustrated with everybody, with me, with Makkah, with the setup, with the bus, with the street, with the people, and he sat and people prayed. But he has to pray, but he missed the whole thing. So he's not a bad person, he's a good person, mashallah, but he was frustrated. So if you lose this, it can lead you to a lot of things. So be patient, inshallah, and be positive. Be positive. Like, it's not easy to organize all these things. You're gonna see your roommate, the person who's guiding you, the bus driver, like everybody is just there to annoy you, to make you frustrated. Just be patient. I will repeat that because I am talking out of experience. Be patient. People will fight. Yes. If you don't fight, people will fight. You might fight. You may argue. You may be frustrated. Just be patient, inshallah. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make it easy for you all to go. And we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make it hajjan mabruran wa sa'yan mashkura. So you come back to your family safe. And for those who wanted to go and really get a chance, may Allah make it easy for them to go, inshallah. Wa jazakumullah khair.
I have a question for the trimmer. So if I be doing by myself, it has to be totally off, like if I don't have any help.
As much as you can, yeah. As long as you did it, it doesn't have to be perfect like the barbershop.
But the shaving, you probably need someone else to do the shaving.
No, you can do a shave yourself.
Trimmer, you mentioned it.
Yeah, you can shave yourself. Like as long as you round it based on your knowledge, it doesn't have to be perfect.
So